Good morning and happy Monday. Today is June 1st, 2020, and I'm back. Last week was Memorial Weekend, so I wasn't here, and now we're up into June. Can you believe it? Everybody is probably ready for June. It's been a long year already. So I'm going to do a little disclaimer before I get started. This video might be intense. Like all my rainbows I have this morning, the sun's shining in just perfect, so I got a lot of rainbows going on. So I'm going to put out a little exclaimer saying may get triggered. Might be some F-bombs. Truth is going to reign. So that's where we're at. That's the kind of Monday that we're having here today. So I'm going to jump right in it because I don't want this video to be too long. And if you're stumbling across this video, thanks. I'm glad you stopped in. I'm glad you're listening because most of my stuff gets censored because people don't want the truth to be out. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you found me. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world, and not what you're hearing all in the news and all that other bullshit. Like, not happening. I'm taking a different spin because, and for if you guys are new and don't know who I am Tawnya Marie. I'm an intuitive energy healer, clairvoyant, and empath. And I see, hear, feel, know, and I've been born that way. And my mission is to kind of help people wake up, connect with their heart, and realize that what you see is an illusion. And we're going to talk about the illusion that is going on right now. The illusion right now is a false narrative that there's only hate in the streets. The violent riots that are happening and the protesting is organized criminals. There is peaceful protesting that is going on, but the news doesn't want you to see it because they want to mind fuck you. You have been programmed your whole entire life to believe the narrative that the news and television has been displaying with movies, talk. This is what's going on in the world, and it's a bunch of shit, and it's got to end. So, Spirit says to you, what are you going to choose? The media, they are trying to get a reaction out of you. They are trying to get you to respond. They're like poking the bear. How much information can we feed you before we get you pissed off enough to do something negative? To come out and go crazy. To come out and put violence against one another. They're going to keep pushing you and pushing you until people break. So, are you giving your power away? Are you letting that affect you? I've said it 100 times, turn the news off. And I talked to somebody this morning, and they're like, it's everywhere. Every time you post about it, every time you interact in it, you are feeding the bear. They poke you and you respond. That is what they're waiting for. They are waiting for your reaction. Take your power back. When you stop playing the game stops. The news and the media is not your friend. It is a fear mode, and it's got to be over. Take your power back. Silence sends the biggest message. Not participating in the drama and the fear. Step back and watch. See through this illusion. There is more than what the media is posting. In church on Sunday, we had the Kansas City police chief come on, and he's like, but there's so much that the officers do that the media doesn't post. Does anybody maybe ask the media, why aren't you posting anything positive? Does anybody question, like, hey, maybe all the bullshit that's on TV that's actually programming us to react to violence and the violence on the TV, maybe we need to step back and say, hold up. Why are we killing each other? They want us to be divided. They want us to separate because that's control and that's manipulation. Once you stand up in a peaceful protest and say, you know what, no more of this. I'm not going to jump into your fear mode. I'm not going to respond to that. I'm going to turn the TV off. I'm going to get off Facebook. I don't care if you censor me. Like, you take your power back. You don't participate in the game, and the game stops. It's the same thing as interacting with a bully. Right now, YouTube, Facebook. Yep, I'm on YouTube. I'll probably get censored. Maybe my video will go away. They want you to respond. They want to feed you with so much negativity that you feel disruption inside. The card that I pulled today was the fourth ray of harmony. Close your freaking eyes and feel. If everybody was in a room together, African, American, Chinese, Russian, if everybody was in the same room together and closed their eyes, the only thing you could feel is energy in the room. When your sight and your mind starts going, your illusion of what you're perceiving and your program runs. When you close your eyes and you open your heart, the only thing that should be in there is love. Love for yourself and love for your neighbor. If the world were to go silent, if the world were to go dark, completely like night, and you just had to sit, there was no lights, I mean total shutdown, what would you feel? Would you be scared? That's seeing the shadow side, not only of yourself, but of the world. How much energy would shift if you closed your eyes and stopped seeing the illusion of the world and opened your heart to unconditional love? But you, even on top of that, you would have the frequency and step into this whole energy of, wow, you know, this person's really sad. I can feel them through the dark, because we are all energy. Everything is energy. Your mind wouldn't say, well, maybe they're this because they're this color. Maybe they're this because they're, you know, I was raised poor and we didn't have a lot of money. So what if, you know, people aren't judging me by what you're wearing? What if we were all in dark and we were just feeling and having a conversation with people in a room and not judging them by what we see, but only what we hear and what we feel? So I encourage you to stop playing the game. Go off the grid, turn everything off. You know, it's funny because I'm even here looking on Be Live and you're constantly getting programmed. Everything tells you to stay home, stay home, stay home. So that's getting programmed in your brain. You see it maybe 25 times a day and you don't even realize it. You've got to stop and ask yourself why. I said this in my predictions. There was going to be riots. I talked about the virus. I talked about all this stuff. And that's why I don't usually like doing predictions, because people are like, oh, okay, okay. And then when it happens, they're like, oh, shit, what the hell? And I'm like, step back. This is all part of a really big plan. We may not have all the answers. We may not understand it, but we don't have to play the game. If there's people that choose to stay in a lower vibration and choose to sit in anger and hate, that's their choice, not mine. You begin to take your power back, and I'm sorry that you feel like you need to be in that ring, but I'm not going to be in that ring. I'm creating a new earth for me. I'm creating a new reality. I'm creating my new illusion. And my illusion is heart-centered, and it's full of harmony, peace, and love. Stop playing the game and take your power back. The media is not your friend, and they're trying to poke the bear. Become resilient. People can say, oh, well, you're sticking your head in the sand, or you're choosing not to participate. You're damn right I'm not. Because my frequency doesn't roll in that circle. I choose not to be manipulated. I choose to listen to exactly the power that's inside of me, who I am, my connection with spirit, because I know that is everlasting. And that when you die and you're off this earth, that spirit, God, the universe, source is everlasting, and there is unconditional love. How I know? Because I've seen the other side and I've had an NDE. And I know it exists. And that's what keeps me going every single day. Not the fear, the unconditional love that there is more. There is more than what you see. And Spirit is saying, tap in and feel, because they are with you every single day. And the power of love always wins. I love you, and I hope if this message touched you that you would share it.